Michigan's native elk population disappeared around 1875 due to poaching and loss of habitat. Today's elk herd dates back to 1918 when 7 western animals were released near Wolverine. From that reintroduction, the number of animals grew steadily to about 1,500 elk in the early 1960s. They reached a point where limited hunting was possible in 1964, but in the late 1960s, several factors kept the elk herd below its potential for population growth due to reduced habitat quality and, once again, poaching. By the winter of 1975, there were only about 200 elk left in Michigan. Soon after this, public interest in the elk herd grew and was spurred by exploration of the Pigeon River area. Reduced poaching losses, habitat improvement, and successful management resulted in an increase in elk numbers to 850 by 1984. To keep the herd in balance with its natural food supplies and the needs of landowners, elk hunting resumed in 1984. The last elk survey in 2014 estimated the herd to be at 668, which is within the population goal of 500 to 900. There's a fine balance the DNR is trying to keep here. We want this beautiful species to thrive in Michigan, but it's also crucial to keep the herd under control because of food availability and the destruction they can cause to properties. Very few tags are given out each year, and each year we seek out those who have a tag and want the hunt of a lifetime.
This is going to be an amazing hunt here in northern Michigan. I love guiding for the elk season because it's the closest thing you can get to hunting them without pulling the trigger. And I love meeting new people, and we get to meet new ones every year because it's such a limited hunt. Very seldom does anybody ever get drawn again. So stay tuned for Big Boys TV.
Every year before the elk season starts, my dad does a lot of scouting on the various properties that we hunt on, looking for the biggest bulls for our hunters. On one property in particular, we found a nice bull that he wanted to go after.
We've got Jason Urark with us. He's a Pure Michigan hunter, and we were scouting the night before, and last night there was a nice 7x8 in here. I did a food plot in here for the elk, and it's working great. We got a big herd of cows out here, just trying to pinpoint the bull.
There was no sign of that big bull the evening before opening day started, but we were hoping the next morning he would show himself. This was a really foggy morning, and it was barely getting light out before we saw our first bull.
Even though this wasn't the bull we were after, it's amazing to be out there on those foggy mornings and just experience the outdoors. That's the one thing that non-hunters don't get, is that we get to experience the birds and the animals and the deer. It doesn't matter if that's what you're hunting or not. It is just an amazing experience to be out there and be awakened in the outdoors.
It's just an awesome spot in general. If we keep that wind doing that tonight.
This was a blind that was actually in the middle of being remodeled by the landowner. So we hurried up, covered up some windows, and retrofitted it so that we get elk hunt out of it.
Last night, this food plot that I planted here was covered with elk. It's a little unique here because we discovered that when we planted food plots for the deer, that we were also drawing in the elk, so we thought we would try it this year and see if it'd work.
The field was filling up full of cows. It was coming together perfectly, but like any other situation when you're hunting, things change. The wind started swirling, I could feel it. We needed to get around on these cows or else we would have been busted. Jada had thought that she had saw the bull coming, so we had to make a move quickly.
He's crossing the fence.
You know what?
He's crossing that fence, so we're gonna do something we can do. I don't think he's crossing. I didn't see him crossing the fence.
There was a deer. Yeah, a couple deer. I don't know if they smelled us or they smelled Jason's son, who's scouting over here for us. But that wind came right down through this valley and just bumped them back off, so we completely circled the field to get the wind in our favor. Now we're gonna have to camp out here all night, which is really what you should do. Eyebrow sandwiches.
No, you didn't, liar. Don't get me excited about nothing.
This is our second morning with Jason Urich, our northern Michigan elk hunter, and we had a good feeling that things were about to happen because the weather had cooled down, and that's exactly what we were looking for. Not long after we got there, a bull started coming down the hill, and I was hoping that it was the bull that I had filmed a few days before. Now, we just need him to cross the fence. So this bull just gets across the fence, and then I hear some scrambling going on. JD's making racket over here. I don't know what's going on.
So JD, who is running camera for us this morning, is scrambling right now. The battery that he had put in the camera went from fully charged to 0. As quickly as he could, JD had to take the camera that I was running and get it on this elk because he was not about to miss that kill shot. Give him another one. Break that front shoulder.
You're not going to be able to video. Quit fighting me, buddy.
And he's down. There he goes. He's done. He's done.
Expiration.
That was awesome.
Good
What
job.
a beautiful
Big
bull.
bud.
Way to go. Oh, God, he's so happy.
That's awesome.
Oh, my
Well, folks, this bull bugled up here and he gave it away to us. And he came down here and bugled, came across the fence, which is what we needed.
Oh my gosh, that's such a nice
two satellite bulls. Matter of fact, we still got them over here. Yep, 2 satellite bulls. But we have a pure Michigan hunter. This is a once-in-a-lifetime tag. Typically, hard to get around again. But we'll go up here and check them out.
Not only is this a once-in-a-lifetime tag, but that is a once-in-a-lifetime bull. There's a lot of people that will never shoot a bull this big. We got the DNR out here, field dressed this bull, and now it was time to take it over to the butcher so it could be sent to Parky's taxidermy. Our next hunter is Mike D. Lorenzo, and he was lucky enough to pull a pure Michigan tag, and he's definitely one we'll never forget.
I feel like we're hunting rabbits with really big horns. Pure Michigan Elk hunt 2015. Spotted a monster bull up there, skirting through the trees trying to avoid us. There's no avoiding this guy. We're the best.
We just came in on this meadow that I figured this is where it would be in. A good 6x6, but being the first day and all. I think we can do better.
And now we see something I think he was right at the edge of that wood line over there. Presented a nice easy shot. It's just the first day of the hunt. There's bigger ones around. And we'll wait till John's here too, so we can just have a whole family there with us. So.
During their night hunt, they really didn't see much. It was too hot out and the elk just weren't moving. We've got more hunting coming up. Big Boys TV will be right back.
Okay folks, it's the third day here with Mike DiLorenzo with my pure Michigan elk hunter here in northern Michigan, and it's starting to cool down a bit, so we're going to try to make something happen now.
Got a bunch of bulls out here, so we're just gonna circle around at them, try to cut some distance, get a good eye on them and see if there's anything worth shooting. My only concern would be is that it's all bulls, and unless one big one comes out to challenge them, the herd bull's probably with the cows somewhere.
What he said. Let's go get him. We definitely got some action now. This is exciting as hell. This is truly pure Michigan hunting. Absolutely heart-racing excitement. This is the closest we've come in 3 days of hunting. Got a number of bulls. Got some smaller satellites, some spikes, but there is one really, really respectable bull amongst them. He's just playing hide and go seek with us.
What happens in this spot is there's a huge meadow that they come in to feed, and we had snuck in with them, and we were following the herd along because we could hear them bugling behind the herd, but we could never get our eye on the big bull. So we backed out of there so we didn't screw things up for the evening hunt, because that's where we were going to go back to.
We're set up for the evening here. We're watching a big rye field. I think it's got turnips in it too. Our Michigan DNR plants these fields. We sat here last year as well and took a nice bull out in order to take the pressure off of the farmers in the area so they don't have to deal with crop damage. Saw a lot of bulls in here this morning. We're hoping that the big boy shows up here tonight. Have to see what happens.
Earlier today we saw something just short of Allosaurus rex. Major elk. And he dwarfed the other ones. Exciting as can be. That's really the biggest game animal I've seen in my hunting career in Michigan. So it really got the heart rolling this morning.
It was a warmer fall, and so they didn't want to come out until later. This 6x6 came out that a lot of people would shoot, but I said no way. I know there's bigger bulls in this area, and we could hear them in the distance bugling, and we just needed them to challenge this one.
Okay, this is exactly what they needed to happen in this situation. This bull had just went down into the valley, and it gave our hunters a chance to get around and get into a better position to take a shot on this bull.
Relax. Get ready.
Where's he? Where's he?
He's gonna come up.
See those cows running left? He's still to the right.
No, I don't see the cows.
Okay, you're good. He's
Okay,
he's not.
just standing
He's
there.
just standing there.
Where's he?
You're okay.
I don't see him.
You're gonna see him.
You know where you shot him? He's straight back.
Big boy! Down! Down! Hit him. Oh my gosh. How far was that shot? How many shots did it take?
Let's see. One.
Just one, eh? I like this gun. It's 3 for 3 for me. I couldn't be happier. I could not be happier. I can't tell you, this is unbelievable. I've wanted a bull elk for over 20 years. I've been applying in Michigan. Over 20 years. In early January, I got a call from Russ Mason, Michigan DNR chief, telling me I won the Pure Michigan hunt. And I called him all kinds of things, but I didn't think he was telling the truth. And here it is, 9 months later, and a 20-year dream has just been fulfilled. I mean, honest to God, I can't explain in words. This is just absolutely amazing. I'm gonna sleep out here with him. I just can't believe it.
No, but who's with you? Jonathan had to go back to school, right?
He's standing right next to me. Say hi, your parents, my parents don't believe me.
What up?
Your grandparents.
Oh, yeah.
He's right here. And Rizzo's in the car.
You didn't have to go back yet.
And just so you know, all this is going
made
on TV. So don't,
Right.
no more swearing.
Okay. Well,
Beautiful, beautiful.
that's great, man. Congratulations.
Thanks.
If you were worried that you wouldn't get one, you'd have to go back in December and all that. That's great.
What parents do is work.
Thanks for watching, folks. We had a blast doing this. I love living in my backyard and being able to guide people on a once-in-a-lifetime massive elk hunt here in northern Michigan.
Dad and I are but it just happened that I don't know what's
And experiencing the outdoors, and any of people, so good. No.
This week, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to fletch your own arrows. So you're obviously going to need some arrows. You need your fletching helix, all of your fletchings, lacquer thinner, a Scotch pad, your glue, and some paper towel. The first step is to take your arrows to your local sporting goods store. I took mine to Jay's Sporting Goods to get them cut to the proper length. After getting your arrows cut, you're going to want to take your arrows in your Scotch pad and just rough up the ends a little bit. After you have a rough surface, you're going to take the lacquer thinner, put some of it on the paper towel, and just clean the end. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my arrow in this helix. You want to make sure that all of these fletchings are in the exact same spot in these little slots. So next I'm going to apply the glue, and you just put one little line on each fletching. And then before the glue dries, I'm going to close this up. And then it's going to sit there for a couple minutes. So I'm just going to take my arrow out of this helix. I just don't want those fletchings to pull off. The last thing I'm going to do is take my newly fletched arrows, and I'm going to go shoot them to make sure that they are flying straight, and we should be all set.